Hey, so after our last installment where I discussed my difficulties with trying to get law enforcement involved in the case, I've gotten some questions about the court orders. So I thought I'd go ahead and just discuss those in this installment. Um, as you can see, I've redacted any personal information of anyone involved in the case from myself, Johnny's mother, attorneys, any officers of the court, or witnesses. I've done that so that we ensure that we are complying with TikTok standards. Johnny's the only person mentioned here by name, and that's because he is the verified missing child here. So, uh, for the sake of this document here, I'll be the petitioner and, of course, father. So, um, page one is mostly just some declarations of the standing court orders, and that Johnny's primary residence is here. Don't really get into much of interest until the second page there. And that's where we see that Johnny's mother failed to appear. Her attorney testified that that she had not spoken to her in some time, and that she notified the court that she intended to withdraw from the case, which she did that day. It's also noted that I'd made several attempts to try to contact Johnny's mother as well as the parenting coordinator assigned to our case. The rest of page two contains more declarations addressing the last time I saw Johnny, his absences from school, mother's country of origin, and her immigration status. I think one thing of note on page two here is item 15 that states that there was already a international travel restriction in place at this time. So page three is really probably the most relevant here. It starts noting testimony provided by myself and the parenting coordinator involved in the case that this was very likely a international parental abduction. That was, of course, verified later on when we found out that they had crossed over the border into Canada. It also notes the parenting coordinator's recommendations, which the judge did grant that day. And I'm happy to do another installment on those if there's interest in those. The orders from the court are where we really get into the substance here. There's an order to return Johnny, of course. An order suspending any parenting time for mom. An order further restraining travel to Marion County only. Item 22 and 23 are where we see that the matter should be treated as an endangered child. The court establishes, fear of Johnny's well-being and that his mother's mental instability could be putting him in danger. Items 24 and 25 here indicate that the matter should be treated as a criminal abduction. Item 26 is the court's request for local, state, and federal law enforcement to assist. I think the final item here on this page pertains to flight logs. The time that we were in court, we weren't aware of where they were at 80 points. So we were still very much trying to find out where they were. I think the last item here on page 4 is just an order that I must notify the court when Johnny is returned. So I hope that answers any questions on what is currently in the court orders, and why my attorney, the court, and I are all sort of confused as to why local law enforcement and the prosecutor's office are not treating this as a criminal offense. So they continue to treat this as a civil, some sort of custodial dispute, which, as you'll see in these court documents, it is not. It's the court has clearly demonstrated, I think in this document, that this matter is a criminal parental abduction with endangerment to the child. So my attorney continues to try to work with IMPD to try to get clarification on anything that may be missing from those current court orders that would allow them to assist. However, like me, the detective assigned to our case just has not responded to my attorney. So I'll post these images. I understand that they're probably impossible to read here, but I will post these on our profile here on TikTok. I will post them on the Facebook page. I will also post them on bringjohnnyhome.com, where you can always go for more information. And you guys can review those on your own. Thank you for all your support. Johnny, I love you. I'll see you soon.